Hi, everybody. This is Robin, Mary's cinematographer, Better Than Before, and there's Cooper, who is at the farm hanging out with us, and we are in Mary's studio. There she is. Wave hi, Mary, and she's going to do a fabulous video showing us the how she does these snowmen, and isn't it cute? It's so cute. Okay, Mary, hang on. Let me scroll out. You're up.
Okay, well, here's the snowman. What this is, I'm going to show you the pieces that I used to put it together. Some things I purchased. A lot of stuff I use for the snowman are recycled bits and bobs from other products. These are some of the things that you need to purchase unless you have them in your craft room or studio stash. This one is a 2.8 inches. This one is a 1.8 inch, and this is a 1.4. This one, it's a little more styrofoamy. That I got at the dollar store, 6 for $1.25, I guess now. These two I purchased at Michael's, and this comes in a 6-pack and this comes in a 12-pack. They average out to be less than $1 a piece if you use a 40% coupon. So they're not a whole lot more expensive than the dollar store, and you can usually find them. So that's the three, and then you hot glue them together like this.
Okay, so do you use a hot glue gun?
Yes, if anybody knows of a really good hot glue gun, this is a cheap hot glue gun, a mini that I bought at Michael's for $2.99, I believe. If anybody has any advice on a good hot glue gun that lasts, I would be so appreciative, because I have gone through several $20 ones, and this one works the best so far.
So can you just use regular Elmer's glue and or wood glue? Because I know wood glue kind of
not to keep the balls together.
Those balls all over.
Sorry, I'm flinging my balls. Not to keep the balls together, you kind of need the hot glue. That gives you a sturdier base, and it's quicker.
Okay.
So there's the balls. You can use any size you want. So that's just up to you. I'm going to put these over here. All right.
It's kind of a cool way of keeping them too, because they don't roll all over the place.
This is the fabric that I used for the snowman, which here he is right here. This is one that's in the middle. What this is Warm and Wonderful quilter batting. Robin and I use this for rag quilts.
Man, we used to buy that by the bucket.
Oh yeah, and these are fall off pieces, small pieces that we don't know what to do with, which is how I started this. So I'm like, I'm not getting rid of it. It's quite expensive. If you're a quilter, you know that it's not cheap. So what I do, I'm going to move this stuff aside. This is an X-Acto knife. I'm going to show you how I prepare this. Here's another little piece. What I do is I fray the edges.
And is that a self-healing mat?
Yes.
Okay.
Fray the edges. I'm just going to tear it so we just have a smaller piece to work with, just for display sake. Fray all the edges. Get it looking ratty. There's really no right way or wrong way. Just don't cut yourself. Did that. It's very painful. It's like a razor cut or paper cut. All right.
Why are paper cuts so miserable? Like you can just the smallest, and I always like and then for like 2 hours I'm upset.
See, and I use this little ruffly side. I don't know what else to call it. You can use either side. I don't really know how much difference it makes. So then what I do is, this is where the glue comes in. You can use Mod Podge. That's perfectly acceptable. I have some of that. I have...
and it doesn't matter what kind of Mod Podge, because there's matte.
There's matte glossy. And there's glossy.
Let's look at Mary again.
I would not recommend using glossy, but if that's what you like, go for it.
Okay.
If that's what you have, I say do it.
Yeah, just use what you have, you guys.
So When I don't have the Mod Podge, which I just found this, again, in my stash when I was cleaning up my room, things get
I
lost.
probably gave it to you.
I think you did, actually. Anybody that has children and bought new supplies, always they come back with a half thing of glue. That's what I use as a glue. I've been using this white glue, just your white kids' leftover glue from school. Don't eat it. And then this is just a jar of water. I throw water in there. You mush it all around, get your fingers all dirty. I need a little more glue than this, but so you get it all wet and gluey. So you kind of mix it as like a little white glue paste. Wring it out.
Do you need the ball again? The small one?
Just the middle. The big one's fine. Now this, remember,
I handed her the middle-sized one.
For argument's sake, it would be put together in a 3-tier, and then you would start putting this on. You can do it before. I like to do it when the balls are glued together. Then you just kind of, and see how it, okay. So,
but it doesn't matter, right? You could do it the way you're doing.
You could do it this way.
The three together, right?
It's just that it's easier to dry because you have a base.
Oh, okay.
So, and then you set it aside once you get it all covered.
Let's see that up close, please. Oh, okay. And then kind of rotate it.
Yeah, and see how some of the frayed areas you can kind of see, and then you can take a little piece and patch it in there, because if you'll notice this, you know, it's not perfectly, if you look at it, there's like little bumps and
well, yeah, but that's what makes it look so
well, that's
cute.
What makes it look like a snowman.
Like, okay, so this is one that she staged, you guys, and you can see here what she's talking about. These kind of bumps here.
Okay, as you can see, this is one that has all the cotton batting on it, and it's dried. It has a little base. I cut out a round little base. Here is one that I cut out. I just use any cardboard. This is from a gift box. I liked the gold on it. And a lot of times I use, however big the snowman is, just use anything that you have around is round. I believe I use this lid for these. And then I just cut it out.
How long does the ball usually take to dry?
I usually leave it overnight. I try to do the cotton batting in one day. And then I leave it overnight and let it set up. And it's pretty hard. I mean, it's unless you soaked it in water, it's not going anywhere. So now we have the 3-tier. We have the snowman. Bam, bam, bam. Glued all together. It's all dry. Usually then what I do next, and that's why I like to work on a couple of them at a time, because I do it in stages. I put the face on it. As you can see, this one has a face. And this, you can use whatever you want. You can glue black beads on there. This little one, which was my inspiration piece, has black beads. Robin gave me a bunch of paint, and it happened to have this black puff paint in there, which is what I've been using.
Oh, that's cute.
Okay, so you do the puff paint. Kind of, which way do you like him sitting? See, he kind of leans back a little bit, so I think that's the front. Just FYI with puff paint, tap it down, air gets in that, and when you're trying to do eyes and the little hole for the mouth, if you get a little puff of air, it screws it all up.
What she's saying is don't shake your puff paint.
Yeah, just tap it down. I usually keep it upside down, which I didn't this time. So we do, and you know what I would suggest? Squeezing it out on a surface that you don't care about.
If you squeeze it out first and then there's a bubble there, that bubble will come out.
So I don't know if you're familiar with puff paint.
In my day, so.
Yeah, and if you are a crafter, you probably are familiar with that little. And it doesn't have to look perfect. I just dab an eyeball. Dab an eyeball. I just eyeball it.
Did you plan that line, Mary?
No. Okay, as you can see, they're kind of pointy. So after they dry, they'll settle down, and then after about 20 minutes or half an hour, sometimes I push them down because so I don't have those little weird, and I'm not going to do the rest. You get the idea.
Okay, and then the little buttons.
So we do the 2 eyes, the mouth, and the buttons.
Cute.
All right?
Yep.
So that I usually leave the puff paint dry for, I don't know, what does it usually take? Do you remember, Robin, what puff paint usually takes?
I'm going to say you give it a couple of hours. I mean, it's, you know.
So it's totally.
It's better that you let it set versus.
And
touch it, you could ruin the whole thing.
Here's what I've learned. If you get where you want to get it done and it's not dry, then you got a mess to clean up because it goes everywhere. So we have the puff paint on. But
also, can I add, only because years of crafting, if you do touch this, the black dots, and it smears, there's nothing that says that you cannot just paint white over it.
And I have done that, kind of an egg crew.
Yeah, just build on it.
Yeah. Just pretend like you meant to do it.
That's right.
As I always say. Okay, so now we have the snowman with his eyes and his mouth. And I put his scarf on him. We'll just go to that. This is a piece of ribbon that I had that says Frosty on it, and I stuck it in my coffee when I was done with it. I didn't drink my coffee after that.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
So to give it the tea-dyed look, and it's just a piece of ribbon that I cut.
All right, hold that still and let me, there we go. Let me get in a close-up for everybody. Oh, cute.
And I'm going to hot glue it down after I get the arms on. So I purchased, I think this one I purchased at Michael's. Here's another type of ribbon. There's all kinds. You just need the width that looks good with the size of snowman that you're doing. This first one has a little scarf on it that I picked up along the way at a craft fair or something. I believe it was a craft fair.
If you want to get wild and crazy, you could even knit your own
I was going to say, if you can, I'm sure it's just thread that they crocheted or knitted or whatever, tiny. I'm going to set that back.
All right.
Here,
I'll give you guys a close-up of that really quick. It's cute.
Here are some other little scarves. It's the same type as that red one. I don't care for them because they're...
Did you buy those made already?
Yes, I bought them at the same craft fair.
Show them flat. Here, give me.
Thinking that I would do something super cute on a little tree, but I don't care for the color. So I'm going to try to dye those. Okay. I'll let you know how that goes. So they could be used, but they're quite a bit smaller. So it has to be a smaller snowman. So we've got the scarf. And then here is the next step. Okay, this is the next step. We're going to make the arms. Black pipe cleaner, get them anywhere. We're going to cut it down to the length that I need. And then we're going to cut a little piece, just another little piece off like that you can fold over for the fingers. And then what you do is you wrap over the long one and you make 3 fingers. And that makes his little hand. So these are the arms. It's not complicated.
Unless I complicate it.
And what we do is...
Oh my goodness.
So we have Mr. Snowman. Here's one arm that's in there. What I did was made a little hole with the X-Acto knife. Made a little hole. I take the hot glue, and you can just size this up before you put the hot glue in. Do a little squirt of hot glue. There we go. And now the arm is in place, and that takes, 2 seconds to dry. So then what I do, I'm going to take this back off of there. I got the scarf I tied around his neck. That's just tied. And I kind of, it's stiff. So I'm going to put a little hot glue on this. Be careful for your fingers. And there. And now that stays. And you can just put it where you want it, unless you want it like that. It's like it's blowing in the wind. You like that? Okay, we'll keep it like that, like he's sitting in the wind.
Yeah, that's so cute. Show that side a little bit. Oh, that's so cute.
Okay, so next step is the hat. And because I do not like buying that kind of stuff, by all means, you can find probably these at Michael's or any craft store. I make them. And this is a little top hat. I made that out of cardboard from a cereal box. So what I do is I do 2 circles. I decide how deep I want it, or how high, I guess. And then I cut a straight piece using your self-healing quilter's mat, or if you're a planner person, you probably have one of those little teeny mats with the grid. So this is the base, this is the top, and you can find anything in your craft room. This is the one that I happen to use for the diameter. So I kind of fold it over. I'm going to pull this back. I'm going to cut it. And then we'll hot glue it.
With just a little bit of an overhang to catch
Yeah.
the hot glue. Okay.
I don't know if you can see that. So I just put a little hot glue on the side. And that takes 2 seconds to dry. Oh, I made it a little bit big. So then, ideally what you'll do is I rolled it around this. And so I used this particular bottle as the circle for the top. And you glue the top on. And I do it from the inside. That way you don't get the glue on the outside. And then you put a little glue on the bottom here, hot glue. And then you set it on here. So this is what you have. Here, I'll put it up here. No, okay. Alright, so you have this.
And then you paint it.
And then you can paint it. I'm going to give you full disclosure. This one I did paint. And I painted it this color. I did not like it. It looked horrible. So that's not paint. That is a magic black marker.
Is that why this is sitting here then?
Yep.
Okay.
I used these 2 markers to get into the groove, so it's black. And it still needs a little zhuzhing. So here is a piece of red ribbon that I found. I'm going to use that.
Cute.
Okay, so what I do is this is, let's see, here is the side where it's, so I want that in the back. That's the side where the seam is. So I'm going to put my ribbon on. So I want it on the side.
Do you want me to hold the hat while you tie the ribbon?
No, I'm not going to tie it because this ribbon is so tiny. It's a pain to, I just dab a little hot glue. I put a little hot glue and then I just brought this around like this. And I kind of like the way that looks, crisscrossed. So I'm going to cut.
Oh, you could put a little flower on there or something.
Well, and here's, you can put anything on there if it's small enough. What I usually do is I have this left over from, it was in a arrangement. So what I do is I kind of cannibalize these. And like here's, I usually try to find something with 3 on it, or I make my own. See how can you see those?
Yeah.
So I kind of cut them apart and I think, oh, okay, well that works. Because especially when you're doing this piddly stuff, you hate to buy something for it. So I don't know, does that look good, do you think? I'm going to set it there before I put it on.
Yeah, that looks super cute.
Okay.
You need a tweezers?
I have a tweezers.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to set that aside. Again, that's just junk I had from a arrangement. So we'll put that aside. So I'm going to put a little teeny bit of hot glue. Teeny bit. Uh-oh, where did it go? That's part of the problem when you're using small stuff. Oh, it stuck to the hot glue. All right. So I'm going to set that there, kind of press it down a little bit. Again, since you didn't purchase this, and if you ruined it, you could make another one. That's kind of the nice thing about using these. So there's the hat.
Cute.
So
Okay.
now,
All right.
so now we put the hat
I'm trying
on.
to stay in focus for everybody, you guys.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
So do we want it on this? I always like to put them at a jaunty little angle. I don't know. That's just me. This way.
The brown is showing, though. Do you care about that?
The brown. No, does it look bad?
No.
Because I thought, well, that would be kind of, it would go with the red.
Go for it.
Okay. So for the hat, we kind of picked an angle that we wanted. Do a good dollop of hot glue. Make sure the little flower or whatever you happen to put on it. And then with hot glue, as everybody knows,
Strings.
you have strings. And that takes, I don't know, 2 seconds to set up.
Now for me, because I don't like glitter, that looks great.
Okay. Well, see.
But you know what else you could do? Sorry. You could put this around the base.
Yes, you could do anything.
That is so cute.
Anything
or
around the
stuff.
base. Yeah,
I like
that's for later on.
Oh,
Be throwing stuff at
right.
me.
Okay.
Okay,
I ain't the boss of this video.
Okay, so we are missing the nose. And how do you make a carrot nose?
I don't
You asked
tell
me.
us, Mary. Look at the camera and tell us.
What
the pivoting point
what
of this
I
video.
like the best, and we probably all have it if we aspired to be cooks from the cooking channel, the bamboo skewers that you never use.
That you buy when you're in the grocery store feeling all healthy and cookie.
You're going to kebab in the summertime. And how many of us have actually kebabbed?
I don't know. But I've never purchased. Oh, you colored that.
I stuck it in orange paint.
Oh, okay.
Because toothpicks were too small. They weren't thick enough.
Oh.
I mean, if you make a really small snowman, you can use a toothpick. That'll work fine. These bamboo skewers are perfect. I'm like, ta-da! So you never know what you even have in your kitchen for those times you think you're going to be Emerald Lagasse and you're not.
Why did you pick a guy cook to be?
That's who's usually on the cooking channel. Have you
I'm
noticed
kidding.
that they need more? Oh, Rachel Ray. She's
Okay.
a woman. And she doesn't actually make complicated ones.
She wears me out. She has too much energy.
Okay, so I made a hole again with the little the X-Acto knife. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just dry fit it, and you can go in as deep as you want. So then I always just throw a little. Ooh, sometimes if you get too much, it'll bubble out. And then you stick and you pick the strings off. And now he has a nose. So he's looking more and more like a snowman.
Can you turn it that way so I can see the nose in the profile? Oh, that's cute. Perfect.
So now we have the hat, the nose, the ears, or I'm sorry, snowmen don't have ears. I don't think. I've never seen one with ears.
You can
the eyes,
have ears if you want.
And again, you can use, whatever trips your trigger for the eyes. You don't have to use black coal.
Oh my gosh, you could make a 3 set. Hear no evil, see no evil.
And, that would be super cute because these are bendable.
Yeah, you could make the pipe cleaners long enough to make that.
Okay, have we decided if this is Robin's snowman?
I want it.
So we can't so now we're going to have to do a little more zhuzhin because we can't put sparkles on it.
No, you do you. Let's finish it.
It's Robin.
No, you can do it. Do it. I loathe glitter. I loathe it.
Okay, I'm going to pull the original. So we have, if you noticed, oh, by the way, the base on this one is some Christmas paper you gave me, Robin.
Oh, cute.
I just decoupaged it onto a base.
In. Oh, so cute.
Because I used the cardboard from a cereal box.
Mm-hmm.
And I did end up painting this one black because I made the mistake. I usually put the paper on to cover up the so I had to color it black because I did it backwards. Okay, so where we at? We've got the nose. So if you notice, this one's darker.
Yes.
Okay, what that is coffee, or in the craft world we call it tea staining. I just use my leftover coffee. I put it in a little spray bottle, and I keep it up here. So
Are you going to tea stain that one?
Do you want this one tea stained?
No, I want you to create what you planned on creating, because
I've got a
one
third
of these
one.
people that I'm like, oh, I want that one, and there's lots to go around. So
okay, so I always tea stain it when I've got everything on there, just because then everything's a consistent tea stained, I guess, except for this, because these don't take up the tea stain that well. Okay. So I usually do those separately in a little dish and let it dry. So
is that diluted old
nope,
coffee?
It's coffee right from the coffee craft, the leftover at the bottom.
Okay.
Because it does dry
darker.
It depends on how I did this one quite a bit darker than I normally do because I did it a couple of times. So it doesn't dry real dark.
Oh my gosh, I can smell the coffee and it smells super good. All right.
So you spray it. Don't worry. I mean, I would do it over a garbage can, which is what I'm going to do. Or do it over something because it's pretty wet.
I'm doing it by the wall.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm doing it down into the...
I can smell the coffee.
And the paint's dry. Everything's dry, so no worries there.
Oh, Cooper is getting... Let's everybody... Cooper, are you smelling the coffee? Huh? You're so handsome. Yeah. Are you the executive producer? He's probably thinking, where's my lunch? All right.
Okay. This one's
not... Oh my goodness, and it emerges all antique.
Yeah, this one is not as tea stained. That one I did a little bit darker. And, you know, some of the bumps will be a little darker than, like, say, in through here. So, again, don't waste your old coffee if you like to tea dye. You could put it in a jar, like the water jar. I've done that. You know, whatever works for you. So, now we're going to... Uh-oh.
What fell off?
I just...
Oh, the flower on the hat?
The flower, I put it on when the glue wasn't, because I lost it. Alright, I'll stick that back on there. There we go. We're going to set this aside.
Can I touch it?
Yep.
Cute.
Let's see, and then you'll see strings that you have to pull. Yeah. Alright, now for what he's holding. I'm going to give you, I like them holding a tree, but you can use anything, and I'll show you a couple examples. This is a feather tree. And I will explain that in a minute. You could use this. I had a bunch of them out here. These are all from the store. They're craft stuff. That's a wreath. Here's a teeny tree that you can buy in the store. They sell them at Michael's. You can use that, although I believe that one's a little too small. If you like to make little Santa bags or toy bags, you know, you could do that, and that could be an accessory. So you can use anything. These are German feather tree limbs, and if you're interested in knowing how to make these, I can show you how to do that in a different video if you're interested.
Yeah, so comment below, everybody, if you guys want to learn how to make that, because she makes really, really pretty trees with this. And just comment below if you're interested in that being a future video, and we'll make it happen.
Okay, so this one I just got done. So he's still drying. So I'm going to hot glue the little feather tree in his hand. So kind of what I do is you stage it first, just so you kind of know where you're putting everything. Add a little hot glue. That might be a little too much. Always have something handy with this glue because I'm telling you, it burns. I know there's cool glue, hot glues, but I don't think they work as well. But let me know what you think. So there, he's done, except
He
for...
looks like he's using that feather tree as like a mallet.
It's gonna beat me with
the way it was angled, it really looked.
Again.
Okay, now you fixed it though when you bent.
Yeah, you can. That's the nice thing about the arms is you can bend them any way you want. All right. So if Robin wants this one, we will not glitter it.
Well, I do, but I'm happy to have you make me a different one.
Okay.
So you do you.
So, because it's not Christmas without glitter. I don't know. You guys comment. What do you think? Glitter or no glitter? Vote on it. So what I found is this. I like this the best.
We used to use E6000 at the beach shop.
Exactly. Because what I was doing was, before what I was doing was mixing up a kind of really watered down version of white glue. And I found this at the store and it works fantastic.
May I see that and give them a close-up of that?
Actually, I bought that online. I believe I bought that through Amazon.
Okay, I can't hold it right like that. Okay. Hang on. Spray. Wow. Okay.
And I gotta
no odor. Okay. All right.
I gotta say,
go ahead and hold it now. I've got it.
It doesn't, my other one that I did myself, this one doesn't, now watch, it'll clog, but I haven't found that to be the case. So,
that's a pretty cool find.
I'm going to spray this like I did the tea. So I'm going to do it over my garbage can because it's glue.
Really? The adhesive by the wall? Okay.
No, I spray it straight down, Robin. You can aim it. You can aim.
Okay.
And you kind of want to keep it a little further away because, of course, you don't want... And I'm just going to do the top of this for
sake of speed for the video.
Yeah. So I just sprayed the top half of it. See how it's white? So you can kind of rub that around. You've got a little working time with this. I sprayed some on the tree as well. And then here is the dreaded... I keep my glitter in, just old containers. Here's a bag of glitter.
Why did you move it towards me?
I don't know. So what I do is, okay, it's time to glitter. And basically you just pour it. I know, it drives Robin crazy. Just dump it all over.
I don't even like going into Michael's and Hobby Lobby when they've got...
Well, and I will tell you a secret about glitter. So, and then you just do this a couple of times. You'll start working your way down. You can spray a little more. It looks really thick here, but when it dries, what I do is I just brush it. So I let it dry, and then I brush it all off. It will not be that thick. It'll look more like this. This is after I take a little chip brush and I brush off all the excess. So,
well, can you tap it too? Can you just tap it?
You can tap it. What I usually do is I tap it like at this stage, and then after I let it dry, then I go through and I brush it, because look at how thick it is in the tree, and that's not going to stay like that. So that way you just get a little smattering. But
this is when Mary gets it on her hands and runs through the house chasing me. Come here, give me a hug, give me a hug.
Okay, so this is what it looks like when you have done the initial glitter, but you can use a chip brush, a paintbrush, whatever, and then once it's dry, it'll tone down. A trick that I learned is once you have it all done, brushed off, it's glittered where you like it, put hairspray on it. I know. How simple is that?
Wait a minute. I did that with a planner cover once. I had glitter on my pink A5 planner cover, and I saw, so I knew that trick. And why did I act so shocked? But yes, you're right.
I did not know that trick. Thanks for sharing.
I did not share that with you.
And the reason why I thought of it is they do it with flowers, to set them up, the color, when they spray that floral paint on them. And I thought, I wonder if this would have worked with glitter. See, I have a blank spot there that clearly I didn't get, so I can go back and spray it. But, you can make it as glittery as you want.
Super cute, Mary.
And this, okay, can I just, in closing, this was the inspiration. My sister gave me this. I don't know where she got it. I have made snowmen where I've wrapped the arms.
Oh, yeah.
I have done that. It's a little more difficult because you have to, you put the arms in and then you wrap them with the batting.
I will get close-ups at the end for you guys.
So that is something that you can do as well. This was my inspiration for these. I just did the balls because they were much easier. And he doesn't have nearly as much glitter on him. If you look, this is called mica. And you can get that on Amazon as well. I do like mica. It's old. It's kind of old-fashioned glitter, if you will.
Mica is? Okay.
Yeah. And
So may I ask you that was your inspiration, but what gave you the idea to use the batting and the styrofoam balls? This is how creative Mary is. Like, I would have never come up with that. So...
Well, because I hate...
What was your thought process?
Because I thought this looked like batting. And I thought, I have that, and it may be, I can't tell. You can see that it's been tea-dyed. But it may be batting. It may be they have, as I've watched videos on how to make cotton spun ornaments. If anybody's into vintage Christmas, they know what I'm talking about. They use giant cotton balls and you unroll them. Did you know cotton balls were rolled and they come out flat sheet? And that's what they use for these cotton ornaments. And I'm like, well, God, I got all that.
I suppose we could take some of our old felted wool dryer balls and make snowman.
Wool is a different consistency though. Right, this so gets this cotton batting, again, anybody that's worked with quilting, Warm and Wonderful, is that what it's called, Robin? I don't remember.
So that batting, it comes in white and it comes in that natural color. We used to buy mostly the natural color because it was the best quality. So it's nice stuff. I don't know, Warm and Wonderful. Yeah, it sounds
something familiar. Warm and Wonderful.
It's been years since we've made quilts because we made so many of them for so.
And you have so much fall off. I mean, you have so much waste, and it is expensive. And I was piecing together I was like a fiend about doing rag quilts, which I love. Robin got tired of it, so she gave me all her leftovers. Yeah. But I'm like, no, we can't throw that away.
I made like 8 of them in like a 6-month time span, and everybody got one. Remember the fleece Christmas where everybody got hats and mittens?
Yes, Robin had a fleece moment.
And my son now says, no handmade Christmas presents because he still has nightmares about the fleece hat and mittens.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! So
he never wore those. She made my kids some too.
Yep.
I can't remember. I think Garrett's were John Deere.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All right, back to the snowman. Enough about me.
Okay.
This isn't my channel.
Here is another. This is just pipe cleaners that are wrapped in tea dyed. That's another thing that I tea dyed. I don't remember what I was going to do with this, but if you don't want to do a tree, you could do a candy cane.
Oh yeah. Cute.
Everybody has bits and bobs from broken ornaments. All right, well, I'm going to sign off because it's been long enough. If you have any questions, comment below, and I'll try to answer them. Otherwise, there you go. Handmade Christmas. And it's not fleece.
Yeah. All right.
Bye. Thanks for watching.
All right. Bye, everybody. All right, bonus footage, everybody. Here is the close-ups. And as we started talking after we stopped filming, I said, oh, I want a pink one. So we painted this one pink, and she's going to do it in like golds. So, but here is the close-ups. So cute. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great day.